Well, congratulations if you just ended up picking up the brand new iPad 10th generation. Now, if you're brand new to iPads or if you've pretty much used iPads before or you're not familiar with this iPad, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick breakdown on exactly how to use it. Now, luckily for you, iPads are very basic to use, so I'll give you a quick rundown and hopefully by the end of this video, you know and understand how to use this specific iPad. Now, the very first thing is with the display on the outside. So the iPad 10 has a 10.9-inch display on the outside, and it's a pretty decent panel. It's not too different from the Pros, to be honest, but there's obviously Pros are going to be better. Now you have a little bit of bezel around it. There's no home button, there's nothing, but you will see that our front-facing camera is now in landscape mode. Now my front camera is at the bottom right here, but normally it would be at the top. Now you do have a few buttons on the outside. Now on the top of our iPad right here, if I go ahead and focus in, we have a little bit of an interesting setup. We have two speaker grills right here, and we have our power button which doubles with Touch ID, so our fingerprint sensor will be right here. So you can set that up into settings, and if you initially set up your iPad, you already have it. There's going to be nothing on this side besides this little connector, which allows us to connect certain cases and also certain keyboards as well. On the bottom portion, we have our USB Type-C cable. So this is how you're going to be charging your iPad. It no longer supports Lightning, so keep that in mind. We'll be using USB-C. You can also go ahead and utilize the speakers at the bottom as well, which is really cool. And on the right side, if you're looking at the display, you will see these two volume up and volume down buttons. So that is pretty much it on the outside. There's really nothing else super crazy, except when we get on the back portion. So on the back, we have our camera on the top left. Now it's a pretty good camera. The front camera is also pretty decent as well. And we will have our Apple logo, as well as our little, trademark information down here. Now that kind of covers it up. There's not really too much else on the outside. Now booting into our iPad, like I mentioned, I'm already assuming that you've already set up your iPad, so keep that in mind. If you haven't set up your iPad, it's very basic. It's like setting up an iPhone, and you can actually transfer everything from your iPhone straight to your iPad very easily as well. So you have a few different options there. Now, as soon as you do boot up your iPad, you'll pretty much see your specific front panel. Now you'll have your time and date right here, and this is your lock screen pretty much. Now with our iPad now, we pretty much have to use a gesture-based design, so we no longer have a home button, so you can always swipe to the left side to get into your widgets right here. You can swipe to the right side to quickly get into your camera. Now for this basis, we're not going to go super detailed on those things, but you'll see your notifications come up right here as well. If you want to see older notifications, you want to basically drag the middle portion of this, and you'll be able to see older notifications, and you can see I don't have any older notifications in this case. Now swiping up, we basically come into our home screen. Now this is probably where you're going to be spending a ton of different time, and probably where you're going to spend majority of your time at. And here's the thing. With our home screen, it's completely customizable for the most part, but there are tons of things even beyond this that you need to know about. So very similar to the lock screen, if we swipe to our side, we will see our widget panel. So we can add widgets to our home screen, which is cool. Now, if you swipe on the left side, you'll see on the date and time right here. You can go ahead and swipe down, and you will basically come into that same portion of our lock screen, but here you'll see notifications and all these other things. Now, swiping up, that'll pretty much, how you can swipe out of things. You'll see this bar at the bottom. You can swipe up to pretty much come home, and that is universal. Coming home is as simple as just swiping up. Now, on the right side, if you swipe down, not only will you see your Wi-Fi and battery percentage, but swiping down, you will also see basically your control center. So here's where you can go and quickly toggle your settings and quickly, kind of handle things, whether you're in applications or outside applications, and it's very simple to use. On the top left portion, you'll quickly be able to toggle on AirDrop, airplane mode, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Now, I did that just by holding down and just letting go as soon as it got up. Your music can be right here. You can turn on auto rotate as well as screen mirroring or whatever this is as well, which is really cool. Now, the big thing is these two toggles here. So you can quickly toggle on or off your brightness, or increase or decrease the brightness, as well as the sound right here too. So you can just drag it up and down just like that, which is super easy to do, and I love doing that. You also have Do Not Disturb, as well as quick control settings, which will go ahead and toggle on and off, and we can add more or decrease them in our settings, which I'll show you how to do. Now, swiping out of this, you basically come into your home screen again. Now, like I said, this is all completely customizable. So if you want to basically want to move anything around, you can hold down on the toggle right here, and then you can basically drag it down and over like this. So you can move it around if you want to. You can also drag it to a different page if you prefer, and you can just drop it wherever you want to. Now that is also universal for applications as well. So you basically hold it down and you can move it around wherever you want to. And whenever you're ready, you can let go. Now you can also remove widgets from your home screen by clicking the little minus button and clicking remove. And that is pretty much that. If you want to get out of this panel, now you can also go ahead and click minus, and you can also remove from home screen. Now that is different from deleting the application, because if we go and swipe up, if you swipe all the way to the right side, you'll come into your app library. So this is where where all your applications are. You can swipe down and you see a massive list of all the applications you have on your specific iPad. Now swiping out of the way here, so basically if you want to hide applications, that's pretty much how you do it. Now you can also do the same thing with removing widgets like I mentioned. So you can go and click here, remove widget, remove the widget that way, and that's pretty much that. Now at the bottom, we have our dock. So this is a really cool thing with the iPads. iPhones don't have this, unfortunately, but with our dock, well, iPhones have docks, but not like this. This is a super useful tool that you can go ahead and customize. So like I said, if you want, this dock will follow you throughout applications. So let's say we make our way over to our App Store. So let's go and open up the App Store, which is where we can download applications. You just go through, I pretty much just set this iPad up too. Now, if you want to go home, it's very easy. Like I mentioned, this bar at the bottom, you can swipe up and you can pretty much go back home. That's universal within any application. You go into settings, you swipe up, it's the same exact thing. However, you also have the ability of swiping between applications. So you don't have to like swipe out of the way and go into a different app. If it's already in your multitasking panel, you can just grab this bar and swipe between the applications that you have open. Now it only works with applications you have open, so it's not going to magically remember what app you want to open. So it's between the front apps and the back apps that you have. But you can also get into all your total manager if you just swipe up and get out of the way, and you can see all your applications in your multitasking panel. Now, you don't have to close out of them if you don't want to, but it's typically in good nature if you close out of them sometimes. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to. iPadOS is pretty optimized in that sense, but it's still worthwhile if you'd like. Now, going back into our App Store, the dock is what I wanted to go ahead and kind of showcase to you guys. If we swipe up, not from the center right here, but if we swipe up from the side, I like kind of swiping up from the side here to open the dock, you'll see the dock right here. So what we can do basically is we can get into these applications super easily. So if I want to go into music, I can just click here. If I want to go into another application like the App Store back, I can click here. If I want to go ahead and go into music, I can click here. And it pretty much allows me to quickly toggle between these apps that I typically like. Now, not only does it allow us to do that, but it also allows us to quickly get into split screen multitasking. So this is a really big thing. So if we want to, I can go and get back into my dock, and I can go ahead and drag my Safari browser on this side, as you can see, and I can drag it over onto the side of this specific application, and now I've opened split screen multitasking. So now what I can do is very, very basic. I can go and use one application on one side, and I can use the other app on the other side, and it's super cool. You can use the middle bar right here to kind of swipe between and kind of minimize and maximize one over the other, and that is a really cool thing. Now, if you want to exit out of it, you can always swipe between on the side right here or on whichever app you want to go and get into, and it'll go ahead and pretty much remove that app, but it'll still be open. Like I showed you before, if you go and drag it over, you'll still have the other application here. If you get into your multitasking, you'll basically see all the applications that you had open. But you can also, within iPadOS 15 or newer, you can also drag the application here over the other application. So just like how we had it before, instead of opening it up from your dock, you can go ahead and pretty much drag it from here and bring it like this. You can also get in between your applications and open up split screen that way as well. So like I said, if you want to exit out, you go this way. And that is another super useful thing that I'm pretty sure every single person should end up using on their iPad. Now, this iPad also supports Apple Pencil 1. I'll be making tons of tutorials on that on my second channel. So, for me to go and kind of encompass everything, it's kind of hard in this one video. So keep that in mind. Now, another big thing that you may want to do is within your settings application. Now, this settings application is very, very important. It's one of the most important applications that you should probably get used to on your iPad. Now, at the top, you'll have a search bar. This is very important. If for any reason you're searching up anything on your iPad, Bluetooth settings, battery, whatnot, a new feature comes out, you can always search right up here, and you can pretty much just say, hey, I'm looking for like battery, for example, and it'll go ahead and give you a quick list of every toggle within that kind of matches that. So battery here, I can quickly get into battery. So that encompasses pretty much this whole entire application. So if you're ever looking for anything, you can always search up anything here and pretty much find it. Now, scrolling through here, we have our iCloud settings here. So if you ever want to edit your iCloud settings, you can always click up here. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth settings here. You have your notifications, sounds, focus mode, and screen time. So this is some really good stuff here too. Now, these toggles are super important. So with general, if we click here, if you ever want to find any more information about your iPad, you can always click about, and you can find your serial number. You can find your iPadOS version you're on, tons of things, your warranty information you can always find here. But clicking back into general, there's a software update panel. This is something I would recommend every single person to do as soon as you get an iPad, is just update your iPad to the latest version. If we go and take a look at what iPadOS version I'm on right now, I'm on iPadOS, I don't even know where it tells me right here, 16.0. Now, that is a very old version of iPadOS. You can get way better battery life and way better performance by updating your iPad. So click download and install, and it'll automatically download and install. It may take a little bit of time, but this is a really important thing I would recommend every single iPad owner to go and do right now while you're watching this video. Now, you can also manage your storage, your date and time settings, and so many other things. And if you ever want to reset your iPad, you can also do that within this option. And this is by far one of the most, I would say this is the most important toggle within your whole entire iPad settings. Now, under Control Center, like I mentioned before, if we go and swipe down from the top right, these toggles, you can go and edit right in here. So if you want to go ahead and add another toggle, such as the screen recording one, it's very popular, you can click the plus button next to screen recording, and that toggle will go and come up right there. So now if you want, you can swipe down from the top right, and you will now see that toggle, and you can do that with all of these toggles. So whichever ones you want to go ahead and add, you can do that here. Now also under display and brightness, you can go and edit up more. You can turn on dark mode if you want to here, adjust the brightness, but you can already do that there. You can also enable True Tone. Now home screen and multitasking, you have a few more options you can go and edit up here. So if you want to, you can go and change these whichever way you want to. And scrolling through the rest, there's not really anything crazy. Obviously there's our battery option here if you want to go and kind of check this out. You also have the ability of kind of, messing around with your Apple Pencil if you'd like. The rest of these toggles, you don't really have to, check out too much, but you can go ahead and kind of go through here and edit up any of these other ones that you normally would like. But those are pretty much, this is a very important application I would recommend you to kind of get used to, because a majority of the time, if you're ever going to use your iPad, you will probably end up going through this specific settings panel in order to actually go through and edit up a lot of those settings. Now going back home, you'll pretty much see we can go ahead and use our iPad as we normally would now. So I'm hoping you have a decent understanding of how to use your iPad. Now, like I mentioned, you have the front-facing camera here that's in landscape mode. If you want to set up Touch ID, so this one doesn't have Face ID, so keep that in mind. But if you want to set up Touch ID and all those things, you may have already done that. You have your Touch ID sensor here. You have a lot of other options within your iPad too. So I'm hoping you enjoy using your iPad. And this has been a quick little walkthrough on how to use it. Again, iPadOS, the more you use it, the more you learn. So you can watch 30,000 of these videos, but you just kind of have to go in and just kind of use it. But I'm hoping you're going to enjoy your time using the iPad. If you have any other questions or thoughts, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.